Hello and welcome to Global News for Entrepreneurs with me, Chris Kolbe, episode 16. Can you believe it? We're into the 16th episode of this amazing show. It's great to be with you on a Wednesday, 11 o'clock GMT +2, exactly on time. I'm getting this whole live streaming thing spot on. I managed to have the intro graphic. I've got the music playing in the background. I'm prepped. I'm ready to rock and roll. Going to be an absolutely great show. I don't know why it looks like I'm looking skewed because the camera's right in front of me. But anyway, great to have you on the show. And if you want to do a shout out and you're watching live, I am monitoring the live chat. So pop in a message and say, hey, howdy, how's it? And I'll do a shout out for you or any comments that you'd like to make on today's show. Love to hear from you and I'd love your input. Also, while you're here, subscribe. All the buttons are all around you because we're growing, and you'll see later in the show, we share such amazing content on this YouTube channel. You don't want to miss out. There's loads of free stuff from finance to mindset to motivation to healthy cooking recipes to our coffee shop shows. It's all happening on this YouTube channel. So go subscribe now. We're chasing down that 1,000 subscribers. So if you've just tuned in and you're like, well, what is this Global News for Entrepreneurs and how does it work? Well, coming up on the show for today, we've got some fun news on the way. Then we're going to be talking about tribe news and what's new and happening. We're also going to have the garden service cut the lawn in the background, so excuse the sound. But anyway, we work with what we've got. And also today, we're going to be chatting keto. Keto what? With NATALIE Joel a little bit later. And we're learning all about healthy eating, quick, easy food for busy entrepreneurs. And NATALIE and I were just having a chat before the show. And she's going to be sharing some amazing, cool tips with us and things you didn't even know. Yeah, so you're going to want to stick around for that. We're going to be chatting to NATALIE a little bit later in the show. And of course, I talk about it all the time. It's just because it's amazing and you got to be there. Global Online Speed Networking, 28th of October, 6 to 8 p.m. GMT +2. And we're currently running an early bird special on tickets, 50% off. So the link is down below. Go make sure you get those tickets for Global Online Speed Networking. You really don't want to miss out on it. It's something completely unique. This last one, we had a Canadian network that I'll be talking about a little bit later in the show join us. Now, these guys network as pros. That's what they do all the time. And they were even impressed with our event and how unique it is. So it's something you don't want to miss out. It's a premium event and the seats are limited. So while you got a chance, go and register now, get your tickets, and I'll see you on the 28th of October. We're also looking for some new tribe members. So if you hit me up with a message, my details are down below, and say you'd like to join on, then I'd love to have a conversation with you. We're looking for some social media experts, virtual assistants, as well as European entrepreneurs to join the tribe as we grow and expand our reach through the whole world and across the globe. We're going like international, man. We are there already, but we're making it bigger and better. So if you're one of those and you'd love to get involved, then hit me up. My details are down below in the description. And also that space there above my head, you see that white wall? That's open. Your name, your logo, your brand could be there because we are looking for a sponsor for Global News for Entrepreneurs, and it just helps with production costs. And I can get a producer and we can do bigger and better things. I can even maybe build a studio so we don't hear the garden service in the background. We can do so many cool things, and we can highlight your business, most importantly, to dynamic entrepreneurs around the world. So if you're looking to target entrepreneurs, then give us a shout. We'd love for you to sponsor the show. We get to give you that exposure, that audience, and we highlight you, and we can do interviews. There's so many cool things we can do. So give us a shout if you'd like to be a sponsor on the show. Right. This is one of my favorite parts. There's quite a bit to work with this week, because Monday night, it felt for some like the entire world stopped for them. They did not know what to do with themselves for about 6 hours and had to learn how to send an SMS again. When was the last time you sent an SMS? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a big outage of Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and all Facebook-owned platforms on Monday night. We're going to be chatting about that. The reason why I want to do this other story first is nobody knows what actually happened, so maybe this is linked. Who knows? what happened on Sunday night is the whistleblower who's come out, Frances Haugen, I think I pronounced that correctly, she revealed her identity in a special episode of 60 Minutes on Sunday night on American TV. So long story short, she's a massive whistleblower and the latest of many whistleblowers who's leaked tens of thousands of pages of internal company research and revealed her identity on Sunday. And what she sees is the main problem with Facebook and the actions of its leadership. I tell you what, it's a 13-minute clip, so go Google it. You can say Facebook whistleblower, it'll pop up, or Frances Haugen 60 Minutes, and it'll pop up. But it's been described as the most articulate 13 minutes of video against Facebook. So she came out, she's released all of this news, and basically what she says, everything boils down to is that there's a conflict of interest between what's good for the public and what's good for Facebook. And Facebook over and over again choose to optimize for its own interests, like making more money. Now, I don't think that's a massive revelation because, hello, it's all down to choice. It's good to have the information. Get the information, make your own decisions. But we all know this. Facebook's a business. What are they going to want to do? They're going to want to make money. They're going to look after their own interests. You're using their platform for free. So yes, massive social debate at the moment. There's a really good documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma, which opens that whole can of worms. But at the end of the day, they're going to use your information. They're going to look after themselves. So you've got a platform that you can use and not use. You have the information available and you make that decision. You don't have to go on this whole campaign to knock down a company for doing what companies do, and that's look after themselves and make money. And yes, they've done some pretty dodgy stuff. We know that. They got into trouble for it. But at the end of the day, it boils down to your choice. If you don't want to use their platform, don't use it. And we all saw what happened then on Monday, because I'm just saying, I'm being observant. I'm not saying anything, no accusations here, but it's kind of interesting that on Sunday night, this interview came out, all this information came out, and then Monday night, a day later, Facebook's platforms, which included Facebook itself, the app, the web portal, Instagram, and WhatsApp, all went down. They were down for 6 hours in total. A lot of people didn't actually know what to do, and it's a bit scary realizing how integrated those platforms are in our lives, where you had to go to other platforms to communicate, Telegram or sending a WhatsApp, or actually had to make a phone call. Oh my word, scary stuff. But it's all funny that it's linked. And I don't think everybody actually realizes how widespread this outage was, because employees of Facebook reportedly couldn't access conference rooms or other systems. Some of them actually showed up at the office to evaluate the extent of the outage, but they couldn't even get in. The system wouldn't let their name tags tag them in. So they couldn't get in, they couldn't log in, they couldn't do nothing, lutu, squat, nothing. They were locked out. So it wasn't just the platforms down, a lot of their systems were down at the same time, which I think is really, really hectic. And there's still no real reason given as to what the outage was from or what caused it and why it happened. Now, I smell a rat here. That's just me. I'm smelling something very, very, very suspicious. And at the end of the day, it has cost Facebook a whole lot of money. Their shares have dropped a little bit, and everybody made use of the opportunity to have a swing at them. If you were on TikTok, you saw a whole lot of people posting videos of like, well, I'm doing a TikTok now because I can't go on Facebook or Instagram. Twitter themselves, the main Twitter account said, literally, welcome everyone back to Twitter because Facebook was down. And then some brands on Twitter had a whole lot of fun with it. So that ranges from Starbucks to Dolly Parton welcoming users to Twitter from Facebook. And I'm going to read a couple of the other interesting ones that came through as well. Let me go find them quickly. So Mercedes-Benz tweeted, 1 minute, just trying to find the Mercedes MySpace password. MySpace, do you remember that? Oh my word. Another one, Tumblr did a very funny video. Universal Studios Hollywood said, why steal the moon when you can steal Instagram? Well played, Gru, well played. Love that. Play on from Despicable Me. I'm just trying to find, where was the other one? The US Consumer Product Safety Commission said, favorite app not working, open up the app of life and stand up to check and see if your smoke alarm is working. So everybody, I mean, literally everybody jumped on it and had a whole lot of fun with it. But I do think on the one side, it's good for us to joke about it and say, oh, Facebook, one of the big guys, you went down for 6 hours. Nobody knows why. You couldn't even log into your own office. But at the other side, something I definitely think is going on there. And I'd love to know. The curiosity in me is just dying to find out. So I'll keep an eye on that story. And hopefully next week, I can give you some more information. And that's our fun news for this week, all taken over by the massive, I mean, everybody's talking about it, the massive outage of Facebook and all its platforms. It was just absolutely brilliant. Right, so time to head on to some tribe news. And as I mentioned, while you're here, go subscribe, because this is the kind of amazing content that you'll find on our YouTube channel. It's been constantly updated. We have an amazing team of guys. Shout out to the YouTube rock stars who are constantly uploading and getting things there for you. So you want to subscribe, and you can check out the following things. The links are down below for these videos. Last week's Global News for Entrepreneurs, that link is there. Then Wolf and the gang, I love this concept of his. It's the house of ideas. So he's building literally one day a house, and it's going to be a retreat for entrepreneurs and sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Thought leaders. Getting together in a retreat style, away from the stress and distractions of the world, coming up and generating amazing ideas and how to make them a reality. It's not just one of those things where you're like, oh, I have a good idea. They're actually going to work out how to do them, implement them, and roll them out. So at the moment, he's doing a YouTube series where he's talking about that and sharing some of the ideas and starting to generate them live on air. So this one was all about the vision, and it was with Declan Williams. I did watch it and tune in. Brilliant show. Go check it out. Link is down below. Then Eva Fayan, she does amazing entrepreneurial mindset videos absolutely every week. I just love her energy, her positivity. She's always out in nature. She's connecting with nature, and she brings that across really well in her videos. This week's one that has just been broadcast is Indirect Solutions Message for Healthier Living, or Wealthier Living, I mean. So Indirect Solutions Message for Wealthier Living. So if you want to do a wealthier life, go check out the video. Eva has amazing, amazing stuff on there for you. Dr. Mayer, our financial doctor, he covers something that we should all know a little bit about, is those financial blind spots. You know, like when you're reversing your car and oh, I didn't see that, Paul. Well, it's very much like that. He covers those blind spots in your finances as an entrepreneur and what to look out for and how to work with him. Brilliant, brilliant video from our finance doctor, Mayer. The coffee shop show from this last Friday was absolutely brilliant. The topic was the difference between visitors, users, and customers. So it's a really, really insightful one on how to look at your different markets that you attract, whether they're a visitor, a user, a customer, what their place is, and where to work with them and how to work with them. I participated actually on Friday, and it was really, really great advice that everybody shared there. So links are down below. Go check out those videos. Having a quick squiz at our live chat. Lucia, thank you for tuning in. Good to have you on board, and also enjoying the Despicable Me reference from the tweet. So yeah, if you tuned in live and you drop us a message in the chat, I'll give you a nice shout out for this morning. On to some other tribe news. Events coming up. Mentioned it a little bit earlier, Global Online Speed Networking. It's on the 28th of October. Link is down below. We do have a early bird 50% discount at the moment. So book your tickets. It's a unique, exclusive event with limited space. You get to connect with dynamic entrepreneurs from around the world, and you get to increase your net worth through your network. Can't tell you enough. You don't want to miss out. It's a whole lot of fun, whole lot of business that happens. Make great connections with people over 2 hours, speed networking. It's just brilliant. Go get your tickets right now. Then the Explore Van, which is the Explore Virtual Assistants Network, that launched last week on Thursday, the 30th. The next event is happening on the 21st of October. A link is down below. So calling on all virtual assistants from around the world. This is something really, really cool. A specialized business network just for virtual assistants to work together, grow each other, and grow the industry as a whole. It's one of the fastest growing industries in the world at the moment. And these guys are making it happen. So big shout out to Janine Lingenfelder as well as Somerville. They're doing an amazing job with that network. Link is down below. Go click on it and join them for their next event. Tribal Tea Time. This is for tribe members watching this right now. Yes, you guys are special too. So tea time tonight. Nini Obiaga, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Nini, is training tonight on how to scale through people. So how can you scale your business, grow your business through people? I think that's going to be really, really cool. I'm going to try and be there tonight. Tribal Tea Time, 6 to 8 p.m. GMT +2. So tribe members, make sure you're there. And the coffee shop show this Friday happens 1 to 2 GMT +2, 1 to 2 GMT +2. I'm confused because I didn't put on my notes what the topic is this Friday, which I should have done. But anyway, make sure you tune in. Coffee Shop Works, live streaming of a specific topic. There's questions around it. And then our tribe members who are experts in their fields, they tune in and they give great advice and content around that topic. So make sure you tune in this Friday. And that's kind of why you need to subscribe, because you get a notification, they're going live, and then you can go watch it. Then you don't miss out. Then you don't have to remember. So that's why you got to subscribe. All the links, obviously, as I said, are down below. Quick last one. I need to clear my throat. There we go. Right. Members who are making waves, welcome to our new members, Leanne and Becky. It's great to have you on the tribe. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier, the Canadian network, it's called CIBN, and they've got all their networking events, and us as tribe members are allowed to bring guests and attend ourselves. And there's a great collaboration between two very big business networks happening at the moment, literally across on either side of the world at the moment. It's absolutely brilliant. So if you want to attend one of those, just contact Ted. Go onto the group and just say, hey, Ted, I'd like to go. And he'll hook you up. Ted is brilliant. He really does make sure you're taken care of. Jeff Bonabo has been very busy. He's taking part in a voice talent search, and it's got over 100 votes and growing. So go support Jeff there as well. He's also recording Golden Nuggets of Wisdom, the ebook, as an audiobook for us as the tribe. So thank you very much for that, Jeff. Our new member, Alan McDonald's, got an amazing micro-learning platform. It's called Sotira 120. So you can get that on any of the app stores right now. Just go search Sotira 120. It's all about short training programs as well. I've just gone to go check it out. It looks amazing. We're going to be developing some stuff for Explore Protech on there as well. So go check that one out. And I'm sure we'll be having Alan on the show very soon. Becky, our new tribe member, launched his book this last week called It's Elite Productivity. Well done to Becky. Brian, to celebrate his birthday month, is giving tribe members free consults to get them started on their health and wellness journey. Thank you very much, Brian. Also, he's starting his podcast as well. So, I mean, all these tribe members getting up to so much. And then Mo Malele, Khomotso, I'm the only person who can call her Khomotso, but it's Mo Malele. She is an amazing, dynamic businesswoman, but she does some amazing poetry as well. I mean, she's got albums of it, and I love her work. I really do love her work. And she's going to be performing her amazing poetry at the PechaKucha. I think I pronounced that correctly. PechaKucha. Say that 10 times after a beer. It's the Johannesburg event happening on the 13th of October, 7 to 8:30 p.m. And it's an online event. So if you want to go find out more, the link is down below. Go get your tickets and go and support Mo Malele for the PechaKucha Johannesburg event. And then lastly, right at the bottom of the description is a link to the Explore Protech shop. There's loads of cool things that you can go get there, from mugs to the amazing jewelry that Somerville's made with the Phoenix, to blog posts, to getting me to make a video for you, to marketing, to finance, to networking tips, to you name it, it's there. So the link to the shop is down below, and go get one of those amazing products. And now it is time for us to shortly, just checking out shirts. Yes, that is funny. Thank you, Janine, for logging in. And the tribe definitely is on fire. Thank you for commenting on the live chat. But now we're going to be chatting to the lady herself on the show. And welcome, a big, big welcome to NATALIE Joel. Hi, NATALIE. How are you? We're going to find the unmute button. There we go. Welcome to the show, Natalie. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And how are you?
Good, good. Another week. I survived the big outage on Monday night. Did you even notice? Did it affect you as well?
I thought it was my phone that was the problem. And I think everybody else also thought their phone had conked.
It does happen. Everybody was uninstalling and reinstalling and trying things. Yeah, no, it was quite an event. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about you and find out more about keto and banting and what it is that you do. It seems like your video may have frozen. I hope you're still there. But what is keto? What is banting? What are we talking about here?
Your signal is suddenly gone. Banting. Banting is the South African version of keto or low carb way of eating.
Okay. Sorry, we're just waiting for the video to buffer and catch up with each other, but I think we're there now. Okay, so banting is the South African version of keto. What is keto? What is a keto diet?
Okay, so the average person always thinks to lose weight is to eat less, exercise more, and you will get there. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse or any of those things. I can just tell you what I've gone through and what works and all the coaches that I've had. And unfortunately, that way of eating, eat less, exercise more, does not work. The only thing that works is cutting all the sugars that we eat, all the and certain processed foods, and our bodies can then get back to working as they should. Because the average person nowadays, compared to when I was a little girl 200 years ago, we're eating a lot more sugar and processed foods than we did. And if you look at pictures, Chris, of parents, probably my age, when we were at school, you didn't see the amount of overweight adults and overweight children that we see nowadays. We didn't have the food availability. Now, there's more food now than there's ever been, but there's less nutrition than there's ever been. And it's actually a very scary thing. You know, we live in an instant society, so we want everything now, you know, get the thing, pop in the microwave, blah, it's done. But unfortunately, it's not the best way of our eating. In fact, a lot of people don't even use microwaves, very into the health thing. But it's not the best for our, it might be the best time-wise to buy some processed whatever, stick it in the microwave, and there's your food. But is your family getting the nutrients that it needs? And that's the biggest problem we're now facing, is that people are eating more than ever, and they're always hungry, and they don't understand, why am I always hungry? And it's because the sugar comes in, it's like driving a car. If you use petrol or gas, it's quick, it comes in the car, it's quiet, it's smooth, but you have to fill up quite often. If you use diesel, it's noisy. You can hear the car from 2 blocks down. No, you know it's coming. But it's more efficient. It takes time to go through all the engine parts, whatever it is that needs to be done to get the car going. But it doesn't get used up as fast as petrol. And it's the same thing changing from the standard Western diet, which is what we all know, the sugar and the processed foods, which comes in, get processed quickly in the body, and then we're starving again, to the keto, we'll use that word because that's the word most people know, to the keto way of eating, which takes longer for the body to work through. So you feel full, you're satisfied for longer. For example, I haven't eaten since supper last night. I'm not hungry yet, and it's almost lunchtime. And people say, can you not have breakfast? Well, I don't need it. I don't need it. If you don't need to eat, eat, you know? So it's just a matter of your body getting reattuned and reassigned and being able to lose the weight, gain. When I started this way of eating, I tried for 40 years to do everything, but I'd be still benefit. I had terrible high blood pressure. If you see my fingers, can you see how knotted they are from arthritis? I had terrible pains, but nothing helped. Lo and behold, when I started this way of eating, my arthritis pains went away. My husband, who was diagnosed with diabetes about 8-9 years ago, his doctors have told him he no longer has diabetes. Obviously, if he starts eating the Western diet again, it'll come back. But things that we don't even realize are connected to our health, connected to the weight that we have, start healing when we change the way that we're eating.
But I think, you know, we know that in biology, evolution of the human body takes thousands of years. It doesn't just happen like this overnight. And definitely our general diet, there's no question about it, has changed and evolved so quickly in the last 100-odd years, or let's call it the last 100 years. There's been such a massive change in our food and our diet that there's no ways our body can keep up with it. And it doesn't make sense to now suddenly say, okay, your body's used to eating unprocessed foods like your fresh vegetables. And yes, meat, there is a place for that. But now it's supposed to have the enzymes and the ability to deal with this highly processed, almost plastic kind of high sugar food that we get every day. You know, that doesn't make sense. So what if somebody was going to, and I definitely think, I mean, the links to contact you are down below. There's a much larger conversation here that we can't cover in the 10 minutes we have. But in general, what you're saying is the main things to cut out is the processed food, sugars, and I'm guessing high sugar carbohydrates.
Yeah, but people can't expect to do it today because we don't realize that sugar is a drug. I'm a sugar addict. Hi, my name is Natalie and I'm a sugar addict. And unfortunately, that's what we are. We are. And that's why when we stop having the sugars, we get starving, we get ratty. People say, I need a chocolate or I need a coffee. But why do they need it? It's not the coffee they need. It's all that sugar they put in their coffee to drink and the chocolate that they need or that donut. Person is all down and miserable and they go to the bakery and they buy a delicious eclair or a donut or something and they suddenly feel better. And why? It's the sugar that pushes up their happiness, so to speak. Then it comes crashing down again and then back to where they are.
And you've got to make those changes slowly. And am I correct in saying one of the first ports of call is obviously get the information, get the kind of diet and meal planning and things in place. But I guess one of the first steps is your shopping habits as well, what you buy and where.
Well, you have to start with the mind, as I always say. If you don't get your mind right, you will never succeed. Because you can say, I want to lose 20 kilos, 30, I lost 60 kilos. My husband lost close to 40. So we lost about 100 kilos altogether. I can show you, if you're interested, how I used to be. You have to have, this is how we were. Can you see before we started?
Oh, wow.
That's us now.
That's a big change.
A big change, yeah. So and we've kept it off for 6 years, which is virtually unheard of in a regular Western diet. That is the important thing, is that you change you lose your cravings. You actually lose the cravings. And when you lose your cravings, you don't have that desire. I used to be a chocolate addict. I could have 3 or 4 slabs of chocolate and it was nothing. Sure. But now I look at those chocolates in the shop and they look back at me and I say, ciao, folks, I'm not interested in you. And I walk on. And beforehand, I could never, ever pass up a chocolate. So your whole body changes. But first you have to decide in yourself, I am willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. And also many of my clients have told me that you need someone to hold your hand. It's a hard change. And you need someone to say, am I doing this right? Am I not doing this right? Because you can track off on the wrong path and you think you're right. And you say, keto doesn't work for me. Banting doesn't work. But you don't think, why doesn't it work? What am I doing wrong? Because if you cut out the foods that cause inflammation, because what happens is all these foods, they cause inflammation in our body and they cause virtually every autoimmune illness that there is comes from the Western diet. If you go back 100 years, most of these things didn't exist, or very, very small. But it's all from what we eat. And if you're not prepared to think, what am I doing right? Or to get someone to help you do it right, it's not going to work. And also you can't say, I'm going to do it for 3 years. You've got to say, I'm doing it for today. And then I'm doing it tomorrow. Because we have to realize that we are not perfect. We're not machines. And we just got to do the best we can do to get where we need to go. And that's basically what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, Natalie, you know, this healthy eating story and cutting out sugars and healthy meals, I mean, that's expensive and it takes a lot of time. Why? I mean, is it really worth it?
Well, in the one hand, some things are more expensive, but then you can think, how much is diabetic medicine? Not all medical aids, not everybody's got medical aid, blood pressure pills, arthritis things. What does it cost to pay for all those extra things? I used to be a XXX large. What does it cost to go to a shop to pay more for the same dress in a bigger size? You know, sometimes there's a huge difference in the price. And you don't think of those things until you can go into a shop and you can buy a size medium, which I hadn't bought for about 30 years. You know, it's fantastic. I still get such a thrill from being able to go into a shop and get a normal outfit. You know, things like that. But then there's no need to go and buy all the expensive stuff. You can make the most incredible things with cabbage, with cauliflower, with different vegetables. Meats. The most nutritious meats are the organ meats. Last night we had fried liver and onions and peppers and mushrooms for supper. It was so delicious. You go to your butchery or you go to your supermarket and you ask for the organ meats, and they are so much cheaper than everything else, and they are so much more nutritious. You know, in the Western world, we've now got into the habit of looking down and eating tripe and onions, for example, or whatever other organs you want. But they make I remember my mother-in-law's mother used to make the most delicious pies out of the organs. And if people had to know what the meats were, they would say, "What?" Because we're so used to not eating that, but they were absolutely incredibly delicious and satisfying and nutritious. So there's no need to go and have steak every day. There's no need to go and have the best cuts of lamb. You can manage very well. You can get mackerel in brine, for example, in the shops. You can get tuna. You don't have to buy the most expensive fish on the shelves. Everybody likes salmon, or most people like salmon. But you don't have to have salmon every day. Salmon's a very expensive fish. There are other fishes that you can have that are just as tasty. There are meats, there are plenty. There are vegetables that are so cheap. You can find vegetable markets that sell things per box. Maybe you can share with a friend. You can get cheap vegetables. It's all, as I said, mindset. And once you realize this is what I want to do, it's so doable.
And like you said, you need somebody to help you through that process and guide you. So there's two ways that Natalie can help you. The first one is quick, easy, and it's for free. It's on YouTube, because every now and again, or quite often, Natalie posts some amazing keto healthy recipes on the website, which is quick cooking for entrepreneurs. So there's a whole lot of videos on the channel. Go check those out and subscribe so you get Natalie's videos. But the other way, they can contact you and you'll help them on this journey right from the beginning of, okay, maybe I need to start doing things. Am I quite there yet? All the way through to pretty much there and losing the weight and keeping it off and keeping in that lifestyle. I'm assuming you can do all of that.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. So Natalie's links are down below, and start looking after yourself. Get healthy. I think I'm glad we did this interview, because as we were going into it, I said, yeah, maybe it's time I started looking at that, because of putting on a few extra kilograms, being busy. We're busy entrepreneurs. We're in survival mode. We don't think of these things. And it's good to have that little reminder, almost wake up call to go, wait, hang on, dude. You're going down that path. You're not eating healthy. You're stressed out. What's going to happen down the road if you don't do something now? So here's your opportunity to do something right now. Contact Natalie and let her take you on a wonderful journey. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, 60 kilograms that you've kept off for how many years now? 6 years?
Well, I started 6.5 years ago. It took me about 1.5 years. But even 5 years, it's amazing that I'm actually proud of myself. It's a way of life. It's how I am now. And my husband, both of us.
The proof is in the pudding. So definitely, ironically, I shouldn't have said pudding, but you understand what I mean? A sugar-free pudding or no sugar pudding. Is there actually a dessert thing that you could eat?
Yes.
That's banting
and
keto?
Many There are a couple of sweeteners that are able to be used. Many of the sweeteners are actually worse than sugar. But there are full sweeteners that are okay, and you can make them, obviously not every day. If you want to lose, if you're just doing it for the health benefits, then you can have it more often. But if you're trying to lose the weight, then it's not good to have it too often, but you can. There are many, many delicious cakes, biscuits, cookies, desserts that are available.
See, you don't even have to cut everything out, and it's small steps, small changes that make a big difference at the end of the day. So that's it. Yeah, thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you.
Details are down below. Contact Natalie today and see how you can go on to your own personal health journey as well with her.
Thank you.
All right, and that wraps up the show for today. That's it for me, Chris Kolbe, Global News for Entrepreneurs, every Wednesday, 11 to 11:30, thereabout, GMT +2. Comment whatever you want to on the links down below. I'd love to get your feedback, how I can make the show even better, more entertaining for you, because that's why I do it. I do this to entertain you and share great information with you. Contact Natalie, get on that health journey. I'm sure I will be doing that very, very, very soon. And have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Facebook, hope you let us know what happened and we don't have another blackout. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Have a great day. Remember to register for Global Online Speed Networking. See you next week. Cheers for years.